You're listening to 772 Sports, a local Treasure Coast sports podcast highlighting everything from Little League to the NFL. Here are your hosts, Curtis Carpenter and Mike Higgins. All right, everybody, welcome to this week's episode of the 772 Sports Podcast. This is episode number 15. I'm Curtis Carpenter. I'm on the line here with Mike Higgins. What's up, Mike?
What's up, man? Ready to go. We had a little week off last week, and we're ready to roll again.
That's right. We missed the super divisional round of the NFL, but we're back for the NFC and the AFC championships. We have some baseball. What else do we have, Mike?
Yeah, we're going to cover some baseball, like you said. We got some problems with the Hall of Fame selection there, so we're going to cover that. NBA, Damian Lillard just had a nice little 60-point game, so I want to cover that. We're going to start college basketball this week, right?
That's right. Conference play coming up.
Yeah, a little college basketball, and then we have hockey, your specialty.
That's Mike's favorite, the NHL. I got a problem. I watched the Ranger game last night. I got a problem. You're going to hear about it.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Yep.
And then, obviously, we have Treasure Coast Chatter.
That's it. All right, you ready to get rolling? We'll start with that.
Yes.
Treasure Coast Chatter.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Treasure Coast Chatter. All right, this is Treasure Coast Chatter. Traditionally, we like to talk about all the local schools and all the local sports. In the fall time, we really have basketball and soccer, and that's it. And we pretty much just focus on Vero, but baseball's coming. I know we keep saying it, but it'll be here soon. Little update for the boys. Are you ready, Mike?
I'm ready for it.
We're not good. We're not good, Mike. We're 5-16, buddy.
I was hoping that would change, but I guess not. So
the good news is they blew out a school called Synergy School of Tomorrow. Never heard of it. Sounds made up. They won 68-17 against this team. But they had lost 8 in a row before that. So maybe this is their catalyst to success.
I guess.
Yeah, they're not going to make 500. I don't know how many games they play, but it ain't 32.
Well, at least they beat Synergy School of Tomorrow.
They dominated 68-17. All right, so they play Martin County tonight, actually down south, and then they play O'Galley up north on Monday. Mike, we got to do something about this boys team. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, we typically have more talent in basketball than that, so I don't know what's going on over there. I mean, I guess it's just an off year, but. They're normally always at least around 500, I would think.
Yeah, or better. But they're
better.
They're not good this year. But the girls are 11-10. Okay, more respectable. They beat O'Galley 44-33 on Monday, and they play Cardinal Newman at Cardinal Newman this Friday. So no home games this week for Vero, the boys or the girls. But the girls over 500, respectable, 11-10. I'll take that after looking at the boys' record.
I wonder if the girls could beat the boys.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a good question. I would like to see that game. Maybe we can do like a little fundraiser thing. Boys against the girls, high school thing. All right, let's call Lenny and get that set up. And then an update on the soccer team. They are 4-5-4. They play Fort Pierce Central tonight at home. So you could go to the game tonight. Fort Pierce Central... I don't understand this. I got Vero Beach Soccer at 4-5-4, so that's 13 games, right?
Yep.
Fort Pierce Central I have as 5-13-2. So that's like 20 games. So I don't know if Max Prep screwed up. That's where I get all my updated stats because nobody locally covers this.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm going to get on Santucci a little bit and those guys, who was the other guy? There was another guy that covers local sports.
So Santucci does it for somebody else now. He when I reached out to him, he really doesn't do much for local. It was a guy. You said his name. I don't remember.
I forget. But man, it's a shame. It's a shame that our local press and our local news, Vero News 32963 should jump on this, or somebody that that they can have some real journalists and actually write about this stuff. But maybe we're the guys. Maybe we're just dropping the ball. Cooney. That's right, Cooney. Brian Cooney. Yeah, I'm gonna get on you about this because I don't know what's going on here, and we want to know. So anyway, there's your update on the boys and girls basketball and the soccer. Baseball tryouts have begun.
Yes, they have.
And I think they had a little scrimmage last night or something. So, or maybe it was the night before. So,
no, last night. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm excited, Mike. We're gonna have baseball back. So we'll definitely have a lot about that.
Any Any updates on if you guys are going to be calling games this year?
Probably not.
No.
Probably not. That's not 100% official yet, but yeah, it's just an equipment issue. It's an internet issue because we got to be able to stream.
Right.
We reached out to the guys that do football, and they're just not really able to help us. We reached out to the guys that used to do football, and they're not really able to help with a time commitment. So we'll see. I'm not optimistic, but
So it's a no for now.
it's a no for now. Yep, that's right.
All right.
But we'll still be involved. We're still in contact with those guys. We'll still give you updates on how the team's doing and all that.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a no for now. So
All right.
anyhow,
Maybe we'll get Coach Ray Hall on the show.
yeah. Oh, 100%. We'll get Dave Perron from John Carroll. I don't even know who's up at
Yep.
Sebastian now, but yeah, we'll definitely keep you guys posted on all the baseball stuff. And yeah, spring
sir.
sports right around the corner.
We love our baseball.
Yeah. Speaking of baseball, you want to talk a little Major League Baseball?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. 772 Sports is brought to you by Vero Beach Social Media, your local digital marketing agency. From Facebook advertising to graphic design to podcast production, Vero Beach Social Media has you covered. Contact them today at 772-999-6636 or visit VeroBeachSocialMedia.com. Around the Horn. All right, everybody, this is Around the Horn. It's where we talk about Major League Baseball. We always threaten that we're going to get rid of this segment because there hasn't been a game played in 3 months. But Major League Baseball keeps doing things where we feel like we got to talk about it. And lately, they had the Baseball Writers Association of America voted for who they thought should be in the Hall of Fame. And Mike and I got problems with that, right?
Yeah, he's super fringe to me, man. Scott Rolen is. I don't know. I don't think I'm behind this one. He's very good, but as you said, it's not the Hall of Very Good. Yeah, I think I got a problem with this.
Yeah,
and I saw the video of him making it and I keep trying to like it. I keep trying to be like, yeah, he deserves to be there, but I just can't.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he was a good ball player, man. I'm not trying to take anything away from Scott Rolen, but, the sniff test for me to begin with is when you were on the field, at any point during your career, were you ever the best player on the field? And if that answer is yes, you might, you might be in, right? Because if you're the best player on the field at any given point, all right, great. You're probably in. If you're not, then we go to statistics, okay? Because, again, you might get jumbled up. You might have a lot of very good years and just have been playing with guys that were great. I always talk about Bobby Thompson. If you ever look at Bobby Thompson, he's the guy that hit the shot heard around the world in 1951 against the Dodgers. We don't like to talk about that. But if you look at the guys, I mean, he played with some of the greatest players in the history of the game because he went from the Giants, he played with the Red Sox, he played with the Boston Braves, he played with, all these, the Milwaukee Braves. He played with, all these great, so Hank Aaron, he played with Ted Williams, he played with Willie Mays. I mean, he played with all these great guys, but he was a great player too. So, I get it. You can get shuffled in the mix, so that's why I lean on statistics. But so the first thing I did was when I heard Rolen, first of all, I heard he was possibly going to make it. And I'm like, no way. So I went and looked. The guy, the only real thing that he's ever done is won Rookie of the Year. I mean, he won Rookie of the Year. He was a 7-time All-Star. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yep.
You were an All-Star 7 times. He won 1 Silver Slugger Award. 1. Okay, so 1 year you were the best hitter at your position. You were a 7-time All-Star Rookie of the Year. He never finished better than 4th in MVP race in the MVP voting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's insane to me. I mean, he had a good year that year. He had 314, 34 homers. He was a good ball player that year. But he only got MVP consideration 4 times in his career.
Right.
And so he got 4th once, he got 14th once, 20th once, and 24th once. So, you didn't even sniff an MVP. How are you a Hall of Famer? Mike, I got a problem. with this.
So, here's some quick numbers. I looked up some stats as well, and just among third basemen all time, and this is players who have played at least 50% of their games at third base.
Okay.
He's tied for 15th in home runs.
Okay.
12th in RBIs. 11th in runs scored, 13th in batting average. Um,
Yeah,
tied for 8th with 500 RBI seasons. 7th in OPS, 12th in OPS plus, 7th in slugging percentage, all time for third baseman.
again, these are very good numbers.
Yeah,
They're not great. Mike,
right.
It's not great to me. I mean, okay, here's the other thing. And not that I think Dale Murphy is a slam dunk, but I would take Dale Murphy over Scott Rolen 100 times out of 100.
Absolutely.
Like, what are we doing here, Mike? So, here's my thought. And one more thing that I'm going to shit on Scott Rolen a little bit more. His first year of being on a ballot, he only got 10% of the vote. So, like, how can the writers, again, and I got a big beef with the Baseball Writers Association of America. I think they all suck. But how can 10% of the writers think that he's a Hall of Famer in his first year, and now 75% do? Like, what's changed? What did Scott Rolen do in the last 5 years to make him all of a sudden a Hall of Famer? Like, his playing career's over. Nothing's changed. Like, what? I'm lost, man. I think
don't like there's just that prestige where he definitely wasn't a first ballot, and he probably shouldn't have been at all. I guess that's the only thing, but still, that's a 60% jump, 65% jump after the first year. That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't understand it, man. I just can't I can't wrap my head around the idea that Scott Rolen is a Hall of Famer. A guy that you could argue maybe got snubbed. Todd Helton. Again, Todd Helton was a very good baseball player. It doesn't hurt my feelings that he didn't make it. But if Helton made it, I wouldn't be screaming about it.
Right.
Billy Wagner got 68.1% of the vote. Again, one of the greatest closers of all time. If he made it, I wouldn't squawk about it. Andrew Jones is the greatest defensive center fielder I've ever seen in my entire life. And he also hit very well early in his career. Only got 58% of the vote. Again, Andrew Jones makes the Hall of Fame. I'm excited for him. Gary Sheffield, 55%. He was very good for a long time. There's some steroid allegations. So I don't really know. And he wasn't a big friend of the media, so I don't expect him to make it.
Right.
But any of those, again, Billy Wagner, Todd Helton, Andrew Jones, even Sheffield, those guys make it. I'm like, okay. Like they're great baseball players. I could see it. I just don't get it with Rolen, man. So that's my complaint.
And him getting in before Dale Murphy
that's just crazy to me.
That's. I keep trying to find a way to get Rolen in there, but I have nothing for putting him in over Dale Murphy.
And the argument is, oh, well, he was great defensively. He won all these gold gloves. It's like, yeah, but they were kind of sporadic. Like, he only won 3 in a row. All right, so he won 1 in 98, then he didn't win it in 99. Then he won it in 2000, 2001, 2002. So then he didn't win it in 03. No, I'm sorry. Then he won in 03. So he did win 1, 2, 3. He did win 4, 5. Okay, I'm wrong. He won 5 in a row. So he did have a run there because I forgot that he got traded from Philly to St. Louis that year, that 2002 year. So actually, he did win 5 in a row. So there was a run there where he was the best defensive third baseman. But again, the hitting's just not there, man. The offensive numbers to me aren't there. Career 281. I don't know, 316 home runs? 300 home runs, 316 home runs? As a third baseman, this isn't a shortstop or a second baseman. I mean, this is a power position. This is the Alex Rodriguez position. This is the Cal Ripken position, which, again, he didn't have a million home runs, but, Ripken moved over to third there. Well, I guess Ripken was shortstop his whole career, so I'm wrong on that, too. But, this is the Brooks Robinson position. This is I don't know, man. I don't know. I get it. I can't get there, but
I get it. I don't know, man. I keep going back to Dale Murphy. Didn't Dale Murphy have several MVPs?
Dale Murphy won 2 or 3.
2 or 3, right?
Yeah. See, so for me, those 3 years, he's the best player in the league. I mean, that's
yeah.
Yeah, he won 2 MVPs. And he finished 9th and 7th those 2 years. So in 82 and 83, he won back-to-back MVPs. He won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight Gold Gloves, won 4 straight Silver Sluggers, got MVP consideration in 6 consecutive seasons and 7 out of 8. This guy was a beast. I mean, he led the league in home runs 2 years.
Back-to-back MVPs seals it for me. Like,
That's
what are we doing?
yeah. I don't get
Two
it.
years in a row in Major League Baseball, he was the best player.
And he's got almost 400. He's got 398 home runs.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know, man. You guys, baseball writers, we got problems with y'all. So
they need to give us a vote.
Yeah, I'm saying, man, 772 Sports, we should get a ballot. Although I probably would have left it blank this year, to be honest. I'm not. I don't think anybody on there was super Hall of Fame worthy. But
I would have put Dale in if he was.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Dale. Although is he on the regular ballot now, or is he on one of those special select committee ballots? I think he's on a select committee ballot.
He's been on there for a while.
Yeah. So that's our Hall of Fame gripe and complaining. A couple of moves I want to chat with you about. All-Star led the American League in batting average last year. Luis Arias heading over to Miami for Pablo Lopez and two young prospects. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I kind of like the trade for both teams, actually.
Okay, you like the trade for Minnesota, where they're getting an okay pitcher and two prospects. I
think Pablo Lopez is going to be a stud.
Gotcha, and I know these two young guys are like 18 years old, so I know that they're really young and supposed to have some great potential.
I watched Lopez quite a bit last year with the Marlins, and he's going to be good, man. With a little more support on that team, he would have been great.
Well, I wonder if I wonder what I don't know what the pitching coach situation looks like in Minnesota, but maybe he can get a little little help there and get him over the edge. But
I think it's going to help him out. But I like it for the Marlins too. I mean, that cat they got can hit.
Well, you know what's going to happen is I don't know how you say his name. Arias, Araez. Is that who you're talking about? The guy they just traded for? Yeah. So Luis Arias. Yeah. He what did he hit last year? 316 last year. Again, no power. Only hit 8 home runs, but the guy gets on base. He was an all-star, won the Silver Slugger Award, obviously, because of his batting average. But, this creates a minor little logjam for the Marlins now. So I guess they're going to move Jazz Chisholm to center field. Did you hear this?
Yeah, I saw that. Jazz said anytime they want to move him, he said he'll win the Gold Glove in center. So.
I love this guy, man. He's got so much swag. he's like, you want to stick me in center? Yeah, I'm going to be the best center fielder out there. So let's go. And I'm like, there's so many guys. Like I heard a story once about J.D. Drew when Jason Worth was with the Dodgers, and J.D. Drew got traded to the Dodgers, and J.D. Drew said, "Well, I'm only going to play center. I can't play right field." And I was like, "Well, why can't you play right?" And he had like a knee problem, and he's like, "Oh, well, when I got to put on the brakes in the corner, it hurts my knee or whatever." Jazz Chisholm's like, "Just stick me anywhere, dog. I got you." Like,
said I'll win a Gold Glove.
Right. I love it. And you know what? I'm rooting for him. I hope he does.
Yeah, I like Jazz. He's a good kid, man.
He's what's making baseball fun. So, yeah. Anyway, another trade, Alberto Mondesi going to the Red Sox for Josh Taylor.
Yeah. Saw that.
Mondesi, pretty much a defensive specialist, couldn't hit a beach ball with a surfboard. This is an intriguing move to me for the Red Sox. Does it make sense to you? Can you find a reason why they did this?
Well, I thought just a couple days before that they named Kike their shortstop was who was going to play there, but I guess maybe they backed off on that.
That's what I'm getting at. So is the plan to play Kike for like 7 innings and then bring Mondesi in when they're leading to play defense? Because Kike is a great player in about 7 or 8 positions. Well, 1, 2, 3, maybe Kike can play 6 positions exceptionally well, but he is not phenomenal defensively. I mean,
right.
He's going to make errors at short. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to screw up, but he's got a decent bat, so it makes sense. So maybe that's the plan. Maybe it's, Kike for like 7 innings, and then you bring Mondesi in like a closer at short just to make sure errors don't kill you.
I could see it for sure. Yeah, I agree with you on Kike too. He's going to make that great play in the hole, but he's going to boot some right at him.
Oh yeah, he's gonna make 10 errors this year on Sunday hoppers, guaranteed. Just regular routine plays that should be made. It's gonna happen once a week. And maybe once every other week. But anyway, it's gonna happen, and people are gonna get pissed and all that. But he's not a shortstop by design. I mean, he's just
no.
Yeah. So. Anyway, we'll see what happens there. It was an intriguing trade for me. And then the last thing, you may not have even seen this because it really flew under the radar, but the Diamondbacks signed Juris Familia to a minor league deal. Do you remember him? This
I
guy,
do.
yeah, this guy was like the man. And he's signing a minor league deal with the Diamondbacks. If he makes the major league roster, he gets 1.5 mil. But man, he fell off the map real quick.
He does. I mean, unless he's really, really gotten bad, I don't see how he doesn't make that roster.
Yeah, I mean, the Diamondbacks are not good. Their
Nope.
pitching staff's not good, although Brent Strom, shout out. So one of my good friends, Jeff Norman, is best friends with Brent Strom, and so I get kind of some inside feedback every now and then about the D-backs pitching staff, and it's confirmed Madison Bumgarner is a jerk. So I got stories all day about that. But yeah, I think Strom, might be able to help this guy come back. I don't know. Strom's a great pitching coach. He was in Houston for years. They won one World Series with him and went to a couple.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see what he can do with Familia, and we'll see if Familia's lost it or if he can get it back. But it was just an old name that I was like, oh wow, I forgot about this guy, and he's back.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a name. Why not take a chance and see what he can do?
Yeah. Yep. So that's all I got. You got anything else, Mike?
No, I think we can put this to bed for a couple weeks.
All right. Well, pitchers and catchers report in about 3 weeks. So we'll see if there's anything next week that we need to talk about. But yeah, there might be a headstone for Around the Horn for a couple of weeks here. So yeah. Well, we'll move on to football, basketball. We got a lot of stuff going on. So
we got stuff to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. So that's it for our Around the Horn segment. You ready for the NFL?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Next up, Chalk Talk. All right, everybody, this is our Chalk Talk segment where we chat about the NFL. And I don't know if you've been living under a rock, but we've got Championship Sunday this week, Mike.
Love this weekend.
Well, listen, we do a big Super Bowl party every year, so the Super Bowl is like my favorite. But
yeah,
for me, and the crappy part about that is I'm like entertaining and walking around, and I don't really actually get to watch a ton of the Super Bowl. But I love this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, I sit on the couch. Nobody's distracting me. I'm getting 2 games. I think probably the 4 best teams in the NFL right now. That's not always the case. You get into Championship Sunday and you get some wild, weird team that gets in with a 500 record or something. But man, these games are gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
So let's talk a little bit about last week's games. The poor Cowboys. Well, let's start there. Did you know they haven't been to an NFC Championship game since 1996?
Yeah, I actually heard that a couple days ago.
That's 27 years, Mike.
Yep.
I mean, like, I was a little kid, and it was like the Cowboys every single year, and it's 26, 27 years, whatever. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know if Dak's the guy.
Yeah, I mean, do you blame him? Do you put it on him? Is he just?
He throws some big interceptions in big spots.
Yeah, I mean, is he just a good Is he Tony Romo 2.0? Like really good in regular season, will put up big numbers, but just can't get it done in the big game.
It seems like it. I mean, this has been a couple years in a row that he's done this. So.
Man, I mean, like, it's funny. I feel bad for Cowboy fans. Like, I used to pick on them, and I still kind of do. But like now, I like my heart goes out to these guys. Like, I mean, as bad as the Colts have been, they've been in a title game since '96. Like,
yeah, I mean, you were borderline becoming a Cowboys fan this year. So.
Well, again, I'll stick to my guns here. Had Cooper Rush been there, they would have beat the 49ers. See, should have been rush hour.
49ers didn't look impressive on offense, really.
Well, okay, so that was one thing I was going to ask you about is Brock Purdy going against the Eagles this week. Let's hold that conversation. Let's continue on with last week's games. But yeah, the Cowboys just couldn't get it done, and they were close. They were so close. They just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Jacksonville almost did it.
They did.
Yep, but man, it fell short.
Yeah, Mahomes got hurt. I think Mahomes got hurt, and they really didn't lose a beat with Chad Henne.
No, he took him 98 yards on the longest scoring drive in Chiefs playoff history. That's a sports Jeopardy question. Who led the longest scoring drive in Chiefs postseason history? You've got some phenomenal quarterbacks that you can talk about, and it's the answer's Chad Henne with 98 yards.
Crazy.
But yeah, so Mahomes gets hurt. Jacksonville kind of struggled early, started coming back, started doing well, and then just at the end could not. Again, kind of like the Cowboys, just couldn't get it done. How good will Jacksonville be next year?
I think they're going to be better than this year.
And this year they got to the divisional game. I mean,
yeah, and they who'd they get? They picked up a player that's not a good receiver. Is it Ridley?
Oh, I didn't hear. Oh, is that the guy that got in trouble?
Riggs? Somebody that's out for gambling or something.
Riggs?
They picked him up.
Ruggs?
Good receiver.
Ruggs?
No, Ruggs is in jail. Ruggs killed somebody.
That's right. Yeah, maybe it was Calvin Ridley.
I'm pretty sure it's Calvin Ridley's out for betting on NFL games.
That's right.
They have him coming next year. They're young.
The second half of the season, they were hot. I mean, they're hot as a pistol. Yeah, I guess the question is, can they carry that over into next season? I mean, Trevor Lawrence is looking like the number one pick that everybody's thinking he was going to be. I mean, Doug Peterson's there's the coach now, really turning this program around, man.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing from them, but I got to see what the Colts and the Titans do. They're not just going to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah, so the Titans are making moves, right? Didn't they get a new GM and I think they're really
new GM, new offensive coordinator. So yeah, they're making moves. I think the Texans have an outside shot at getting Sean Payton. That would change things there.
They're just they got to be the Texans have to be the worst franchise in football and possibly sports, right? I mean,
I would think so.
they can't figure out what they're doing. They're just really bad. So anyway, I think Jacksonville's probably the preseason favorite to be the AFC South champions next year, and then that gets them back in the playoffs.
See what you guys do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Colts have a lot of work to do. For all the expectations I had this year, I have none for next.
Do you have any insight on what they may do at head coach? Are they hiring somebody? Or are they keeping Saturday?
They've interviewed almost literally everybody. Like, I'm pretty sure I got an interview. Like, they have interviewed like 15 guys for this head coaching job. I know that Jeff Saturday got through to the second round, which is, listen, I don't want him. I don't want him as a coach, but it's like, all right, cool, keep going. I really don't know who they're gonna pick, but there's so much talent out there with these assistant coaches. Yeah. I mean, look at the 4 teams that are in there now. I mean, Sirianni's got a coaching tree that's amazing with the Eagles. Shanahan with the 49ers. I mean, he's just got everybody. I mean, the Bengals are looking good. The Chiefs are looking. I mean, go pick any of the defensive or offensive coordinators from any of those 4 teams, and they'd make great head coaches.
Are you guys going to interview D'Amico Ryans?
Yes, I think they already interviewed him.
He is a stud. He's going to be a good coach.
Yeah. So again, they've interviewed everybody, Mike. Like if you've ever had an NFL job, you got an interview from the Colts. So my question is, what are they going to do in the draft? There's a lot of there's really 3 guys that they're looking at, and it's C.J. Stroud, who actually the first one's going to be Bryce Young, and the question is, will he go number 2 overall to Houston? Will somebody trade up to get him? Because Chicago's not going to take a quarterback at 1. Then it's all right. So it's Young, C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State, or Will Levis. And the argument for Levis is, all right, maybe he doesn't have the greatest looking box scores in the history of the game, but he's just got build. So I don't know. I mean, that's my order. I want Bryce Young. Next I want C.J. and then I want 4? Levis. But we're number 4.
You guys are the 4th?
Yeah, okay. And there's rumor that they're talking to the Bears about trading up for the number 1 spot. But I think that's just gamesmanship. I think they're doing that to make Houston make an offer for the 1. So, and again, just to kind of lay all this out on the table, Houston and the Colts are divisional rivals, and the Colts want Houston to give up as much as they need to give up to get Bryce Young. Because right now, as it stands, if nobody makes a trade and the Bears pick number 1, then Houston's going to get their pick of who they want at quarterback, which is going to be Bryce Young. But if the Colts pretend that they're trying to trade for the number 1 spot, Houston might get a little scared, saying, shit, we're not going to get Young because the Colts are going to. We'll offer something better to the Bears.
Right.
And then the Colts, in reality, really weren't trying to trade for the 1 pick. They already knew Houston was going to get Bryce Young. They just made him give up a couple of picks and something to move up to already get what they want. So again, it's kind of like the best defense is offense. So, I think the Colts are doing a little bit of that, but I'll be curious to see how the draft plays out. I think there's going to be a lot of trades. I mean, there's room for trades, and then I think the Colts may even trade down. If they want Levis, I think they'll trade down.
I saw somewhere that if you pick up Sean Payton, then it's going to cost you your first round pick.
They said that he's the only guy they're not interviewing.
Okay.
Yep. So they're not even talking to him.
They're a top 4 pick. That would be big for them to.
Oh yeah,
and miss out on their 4th pick.
Yeah, for a guy that I don't think is that great. I mean, listen, I'm not a big Sean Payton guy. I just he won a Super Bowl. Congrats, good job. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of baggage that comes with him. But
so they're interviewing everybody but Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. And again, I think that the fact that he's under contract with New Orleans still technically, and they'd have to trade for him, is probably a big big thing that they're not happy about. But anyway, so we'll see how all that shakes out. We'll have a lot of time to chat about the draft and all that. What were the other games? So the Bengals and Bills.
Yep. Bengals dominated them, really.
Dude, have you heard these conspiracy theories that Damar Hamlin wasn't really there? Oh my God,
dude,
this is hilarious.
I'm not like a conspiracy theory guy, but you did never see the dude's face.
Well, it was like blizzard-like conditions. He was in a box across the stadium from the camera, and so they're zooming into him. He was in the locker room chatting with the Bills. Josh Allen was like, "This is a joke," like he was standing in front of me. I know him. It's just every single thing, like everybody. It's just this society is so funny. Yeah, I don't know, man, but it's just I just found that hilarious that they felt like Hamlin wasn't there. But yeah, the Bengals dominated that game. The Bills the Bengals in the first drive just marched right down and punched them in the face, and the Bills just could not get up from there. They just couldn't. Yep. I mean, the Bengals KO'd this team right in the first round. Yep. So it was a hell of a game. And then the Eagles and the Giants. I mean, what happened to the Giants? Did they not catch the flight?
That was
like
what happened?
It was crazy. I mean, that game was a snoozer.
So I mean, it was 28-0 before they scored their first points. The Giants.
Yeah, I think it was 28-0 at half, right?
28-0 at half.
Yeah, the poor Giants. I mean, everybody was high on them. Oh, yeah, they're going to make a run. They're going to make a shot. They're going to be in the NFC Championship, and the Eagles just shut them down. So the question is, are the Eagles that good, or are the Giants that bad? Or both?
I think a little combination. Yeah, a little combination. Jalen Hurts, I think, felt like he had to come out there with something to prove. Yeah, I think a little bit of both. I think the Giants got a little far. I think the Giants were just happy making the playoffs this year. Like, that's where they were. In their progression, and I think they absolutely have the right coach in Brian Daboll.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, obviously you never want to get embarrassed. I think they were happy just making it where they did.
There's a funny thing with being content. You know what I mean? Like for the Eagles, they have to make a statement. They're Super Bowl or bust. The Giants, like you said, were we made it. And again, there's something funny about being content, and I do think that there's like a lack of competitiveness maybe when you're just happy where you are.
Right.
I don't know. It did seem funny that the Giants just really didn't come out. But
yeah, they didn't show anything. I mean,
yeah. So
we were just staring at the TV in amazement, like, what the heck is going on? Yeah,
poor Vicky. Tell her I feel bad. I do, because I honestly, like, I've counted out the Giants all year, and then finally I was like, oh, okay, they're actually pretty good, and then they lay an egg like that. So, sorry, Vicky. All right, the games this week. Who you got?
Yes.
Who you got?
Man,
who are we picking?
These are good games.
I can't wait.
These are good games.
I can't wait. 3 and 6:30. I want it to be 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. Like, what am I going to do Sunday until 3 o'clock? Twiddle thumbs?
Oh,
come on!
Oh my God!
Come on, Mike. All right, what do we got? First game. First game is Niners Eagles, right? That's the early one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Philly favored by 2.5.
Oh, it moved to 2. It was 1.5 when it opened, so it moved to 2.5. Interesting. What's the over under? I'm really curious.
46.
Ooh, that screams under, Mike. Mike, that's screaming
46.
under. Like, that's a Vegas trap. That's going to be an over. That's going to be an over. I'm telling you.
You betting on it?
I got to now. I mean, every time I've called Vegas trap, I've been right this year. Every single time.
Well, then bet on it.
I got to. All right, it's over 46, even though it's the second or the best defense in the NFL. I don't know where. Where's yeah? I wonder where the Eagles are as far as defensive metrics go. Their secondary looked tremendous last week.
Yeah, big play Slay.
I'm gonna look it up here. Oh my God, bro! The Eagles have the best defense when it comes to yards per game. They only give up 227 yards per game, and they lead the NFL in yards per game in offense. I need to see the scoring. I need to see the scoring offense and defense, which I don't see here, which is unfortunate. But anyway, yeah, this screams over. This screams over just because of the Vegas trap.
Yeah. I'm staring at this game and cannot, like, I can legitimately see either team win.
All right, I'll pick first.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick the Eagles only because they're home. Bro, do you know how wild that place gets? Like, It's Philadelphia, man. Did you hear that last week? So the game was you heard this. The game was at 8, right? 8 o'clock at night.
Yep. 8 p.m. Yep.
Right. So you're not allowed to get into the parking lot until like 3 or 4 p.m. Okay. And if you don't know how Phillies sports are set up, they have the 4 corners. So on one corner, you have the Link, which is where the Eagles play, Lincoln Financial Stadium or whatever. On the other corner, they have Citizens Bank. On the other corner, they have the arena where the Sixers and the Flyers play. And then in the 4th corner, it's a parking lot. Okay. So that parking lot is closed on game day. I think it's 4 hours before the game. Well, where the basketball and hockey teams play, they had an indoor lacrosse game at like 1 o'clock. So they opened the parking lot at like 9 a.m. for the lacrosse game. So Eagles fans were buying $20 tickets to the lacrosse game so they could get into the parking lot at 9 a.m. and tailgate until 8 p.m. And I'm like, oh my God. First of all, amazing life hack. That's I'm keeping that in my back pocket. And second of all, that's how crazy Philly fans are. So if you're the 49ers, do you want to walk into Philly with these crazy ass fans at 3 o'clock on Sunday? I just think that that's going to be the edge. And again, I don't know if they're going to cover the 2.5 points. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think the Eagles win in a very close game.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles too. I love Jalen Hurts. I think he makes good decisions. He's finally healthy again. So yeah, being at home and with Jalen Hurts at quarterback, I'll take the Eagles.
Yeah. All right. So we're on the same page there. So we're watching the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So yep. I got to make up my when I do the Super Bowl invite, I take the baseball team's font and I put the football team on it. So it'll be the Philadelphia Phillies font and the Philadelphia Phillies as the Eagles. Okay. Now we have Kansas City and Cincinnati. Am I doing the Royals or the Reds? Who are we doing here?
I think the line's back to even, 47 over under. So this line is flipped. It was Chiefs 1.5, then it went to Bengals 1.5, and now it's even.
Yep.
So
and it's in Kansas City.
Boy.
Tough, right?
This is tough. I think I'm gonna go Bengals. I think
Bengals. Okay, we are gonna be different. I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Yeah. I think Mahomes is healthy enough that if Mahomes isn't in this game, the Bengals win. Period.
Oh yeah.
But he's gonna play. It's the AFC Championship. He's gonna play. They're gonna have that ankle wrapped as tight as can be. I mean that's gonna be wrapped like a snare drum.
He won't be able to feel anything from his ankle down.
Exactly. Which again, it's Patrick Mahomes. That's fine. He could do it with a peg leg. But if he's on the field, I think the Chiefs win. So you've got Reds and Phillies, and I've got Royals and Phillies.
Yep.
All right.
I heard stories that there might be an open bar at this.
We're doing it up this year, Mike. I'm glad we don't get any listeners because nobody's gonna even hear this. But yeah, Super Bowl party's gonna be done right this year, buddy. Yeah.
Like, we want them to hear it. This is the best Super Bowl party in the city.
Yeah. Yeah. We may have to have somebody at the door checking names because this thing's going to be lit. But yeah, in 2 weeks. So I'm excited about it, but not as excited as I am right now about these games on Sunday. So again, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yep, 3 o'clock, Niners, Eagles, 6:30, Chiefs, Bengals. And are we betting a lunch on the Chiefs, Bengals game?
Let's do it.
All right. Me and you got a lunch. I got the Chiefs, you got the Bengals. Now I have a real reason to root. Because again, I just kind of wanted to watch to enjoy it, but now like I'm going to root for the Chiefs. So now I've got a reason to.
I could absolutely. I can definitely see the Chiefs winning.
Yeah.
When I tell you this is a coin flip, I mean this is.
Yeah. All right. Well, you bet a lunch. You bet a lunch on a coin flip. So.
Lunch at Jalisco's.
Let's do it. All right. Do we have anything else in the NFL to talk about, or is that it?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, that's it for the NFL. Are you ready for our first ever college basketball segment?
Yes, I am.
All right. Here we go.
Let's go.
772 Sports is brought to you by the Higgins Home Group. Let the tag team of Mike and Vicky Higgins help you either find your dream home or sell your current home for top dollar. The Higgins Home Group is one of Dale Sorensen Real Estate's premier real estate teams. Give them a call at 772-532-8148. Babblin Buckets. All right, folks, this is our college basketball talk. We're calling it Babblin Buckets. I'm using a little alliteration there for those of you that were curious. College basketball has been going on for a couple of months now. Mike and I, we both kind of agree on this. We really don't start following college basketball until conference play begins, which is here. And what that means is these teams, they're playing within their conference. So again, for those of you that just really don't follow college basketball at all, first couple of months are just kind of potpourri. Like you're playing whoever, wherever. A lot of times, maybe there's some locality involved, but usually in about middle to late January, you get conference play. So now you're playing the teams within your conference. Later next month, I think it's in a few weeks, they'll have the conference tournaments. The conference champions get an automatic bid into March Madness, and then there's 68 teams that make a run in March, and we come up with a winner. So we kind of get into college basketball about middle of the season. I just started watching games. Mike, have you watched any games yet?
I try to catch most of the Hurricane games just because there's nothing else on during the week. And in all fairness, this hurts my heart to say, but the Hurricanes are pretty good this year. They're good, man. They're solid. They put a hurting on Florida State the other day. Ooh, I wasn't going to bring that up, but yep, keep going. I am, because you guys killed us in football, so we should at least talk about it. So I turned that game on. Again, it was like in the middle of the second half, and we were down like 22 points. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And again, in all fairness, Florida State is bad. They're 7-14 this year. They're not good. And the Hurricanes put a well-deserved whooping on. Yeah. Well, we needed that one. You guys had won like 9 in a row. Well, we couldn't have won 9 in a row. We only have 7 wins. But yeah, against you guys. Gotcha. Yeah. So. Yeah. They needed that one. Yeah, it's nice when we can beat up on Larinaga and those guys, but it just ain't going to happen this year. I mean, this is Florida State. I don't know what's going to happen with Leonard Hamilton. The guy's like 80 years old. He doesn't look it, but he's old. He used to coach at Miami. I know, years and years and years ago. But Florida State's got some rebuilding. But let's talk about good teams. Again, Miami, good this year. Number 20, I think, in the AP number 20 standings. Yep, number 20. They have a really good guard named Isaiah Wong. He should go pro. He's a little small, but they have Pitt next on the 28th. So in 2 days. So we'll see. Pitt, Virginia Tech, and then they have Clemson, who is actually ahead of them, behind them in the rankings, 24, but ahead of them in the standings for the ACC. So again, conference play is very important when it comes to all this. Your overall record really is irrelevant when it comes to the conference. It's what your record is in conference that's going to help you with seeding and the conference championship and so on and so forth. But what's funny, and I realized this last night when I'm doing a little research, is the ACC is always known as like the basketball conference. They only have 3 ranked teams
in this year? What's going on? And no, North Carolina or Duke. Like the two biggest college basketball programs in the history of the game are not in the top 25. So what's going on here?
That's nuts, right? I mean, Duke is ranked in the coaches poll, but we go by the AP. Yeah, there's only Clemson, Miami, and is it Virginia?
Virginia is ranked 7.
Yeah, Virginia.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I mean, top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. The SEC seems to be doing pretty well when it comes to to basketball now. I mean, again, that's always the football conference, but now they've got some basketball teams in there. I mean, Alabama's number 2, Tennessee's number 4. I mean, all of a sudden, like, has the SEC overtaken? I guess are they the only 2 schools that are ranked for the SEC? But they're up there.
Yeah, they're way up there. Yeah, it's the only 2 I see. Purdue's number 1. They only have 1 loss. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, a little Big Ten action.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, it's funny. You do have pretty good representation in the top 10 there. So you got Big 10, SEC, AAC, SEC, Big 12, Pac-10, ACC, Pac-10, Big 12, Big 12.
Yeah.
So that goes Purdue, Alabama, Houston, Tennessee, Kansas State, Arizona, Virginia, UCLA, and Kansas, and Texas. So anyway, top 10 it's well represented, well spread out. But again, usually the ACC just dominates the top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's going on I do know what's going on. Krzyzewski's not at North Duke anymore, so there's going to be a little bit of a transition. But I don't know what's going on with North Carolina.
Yeah, they're just.
I'm sure they'll be dangerous in the playoffs and stuff like that. But let's see. Oh, Auburn lost yesterday.
Okay.
They're ranked.
Yeah, they were number 15, so they're going to fall a little bit.
Yep. They lost to Texas A&M.
You know what's funny is Charleston is number 18. They only have 1 loss, but because it's Charleston, they're gonna. They're gonna.
I love the parity and the different teams you get in basketball.
Well, and also one more hometown team, little Florida Atlantic action, number 21. They only have 1 loss.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I mean, like you said, there's a lot of parity this year in college basketball, which is I think good for the game. Like you said.
I mean, I think I can't wait for March. I know that's one of I've talked to you several times. We've met at Chive before and watched some of these games. That's a fun time of year, man. March Madness.
It's a good time to have 4 televisions, Mike, because I can have every game on and not have to leave my house, and then just cruise along because there's always 4 games at a time. So yeah, it's a fun time. I think March Madness starts on March 16th this year. So I've already kind of got it booked on my calendar if you haven't noticed. But that Thursday is March Madness, and then Friday is day 2 of the first round, which is St. Patrick's Day. So now it's really wild, because it's like, it's just we shut the office will be shut down. So don't expect to find me working. But
let's see. I was looking through the schedule for the rest of the week. Saturday there's no ranked on ranked games, but Florida State does play Clemson, who's 24. You think you guys could do something there for us?
No. As a matter of fact, I hope we lose just to hurt y'all just a little bit more. But one thing I do want to talk about is Houston lost on Sunday, and then they came back and they did beat UCF last night. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I wanted to throw some shade at UCF. So there's that. So. Any of you UCF fans that are listening, I'm sorry, but I had to kind of rain on your parade a little bit. So no ranked versus ranked games coming up.
Ranked on ranked. Next ranked on ranked game, according to the AP how it is now, is Monday. A good one, Baylor versus Texas.
Okay. Yeah, it's number 17
Baylor.
Go ahead.
Number 10 Texas. That'll be good.
Yep. And that's Monday at 9:00. But
Tuesday, top 10 matchup. Number 5 Kansas State at number 9 Kansas.
Okay,
I'll watch that one.
So again, now with conference play, you're starting to see not only rivals play, but these teams that, these teams that are really good. I mean,
yeah. I mean, it's a fun time of year. Yeah. So as we go, we'll have more on this. We're just starting to get into it. So I'm ready for it.
Yeah. All right. Cool. You want to talk the pros now? A little NBA?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Double Drivel. All right, folks, this is Double Drivel. It's our NBA talk. I must have told a joke right before we started because Mike was laughing. So, yeah. So, Mike, in the NBA, the Celtics are still the best team in the league, man. Is somebody going to catch these guys? What's going on here?
I mean, you can't tell a joke right before we go on air and then say,
hey, here we go. Love it.
Celtics are good, man. They did lose the other night to the Heat, so that was nice.
I saw that. That was very surprising to me. I'm not that the Heat are that bad, but I just, Celtics have been rolling over everybody lately, and yeah, they lost to the Heat. A little surprised.
I mean, they've been the clear number one team all year, Boston. So I don't know if I see them losing that spot. I mean, what are your thoughts on it? They're solid. I mean, they're just top to bottom. Their roster is.
So I really have 4 good teams in the East, and then that's it. I've got the Celtics, the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Nets, and then after that, it's just they're falling off the table. You got the Cavs, the Heat, the Knicks, the Hawks, the Pacers. I mean, listen, we're getting really into the nitty gritty here with bad teams, but those 4 teams, I think, are going to be the 4 teams that are battling each other in the playoffs at the end of the season. So, do I think anybody will catch the Celtics? The Sixers got a shot. The Bucks got a shot. The Celtics are definitely the best team in the East. But when it gets to the playoffs, you just never know. I mean, you get into a 7-game series late in the Eastern Conference Finals, and anything can happen.
Yep.
The Sixers have been hot as a pistol. They've won 6 in a row. I would not want to play them right now. They're playing lights out. And they've really made tremendous gains over the last couple of weeks in seeding, getting back up to the number 2 seed right now. The Bucks and Giannis, never count them out. And then the Nets, man. I mean, they've got some talent there. And if Durant comes back and just balling out, the Nets have a shot. But everybody else in that conference, sorry, pack your bags. You're playing for next year.
Maybe.
I know you're a Heat fan. You don't like me saying that, but that's
no. I want to see what happens in the trade deadline before I.
That's a good point. That is a really good point.
There's big. The trade deadline in NBA is a lot like MLB, where there's going to be some big moves.
Yeah. But all right. So here's my question: is there a move that the Cavs, the Heat, the Knicks, the Hawks, Pacers, Bulls, whoever, is there a move that is going to put one of these guys into that top 4 contention? That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So, unless you're going to move, a couple of these big names from the Lakers or something I just don't see a move that's gonna catapult one of these teams into being in that elite group of the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what Pat Riley does. He's an elite GM, so we'll see what kind of moves he can make. But I think I typically think I agree with you.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there. And then out west, is it really just the Nuggets and Grizzlies? I mean, those are the 2 teams, right?
They're the 2 clear. Yeah, the Nuggets, man. Jokic is.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving him the MVP already, right? Like, he's the MVP.
Will that be 3 in a row?
Yeah. Yep. This guy, he's averaging a triple-double, on average, points, rebounds, assists.
Yeah.
He's got a triple-double on average every night. This guy is, he's just tremendous to watch, and he's big, and he can shoot, and he's slowly becoming my favorite player in the league. I love Ja, and I like watching the Sixers just because I like their team. I love Giannis, but man, Jokic is on a whole nother level.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I don't even know what to say about him. 2 reigning MVP back to back, and I could definitely see him winning it again.
It's funny. The only argument I've heard against voting for him for MVP is that he just won the last 2. I'm like, well, that's not an argument. It's not a good argument.
Yeah, I mean, if he deserves it 3 years in a row, give it to him. That's
how I feel about it. I mean, he's leading the league in points per game. Okay, he's get 33.8 points per. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's Luka. Luka's leading the league in points per game. Again, Nikolai Jokic, he's just again averaging a triple double. He's got here. Let's just go over his line. He's got 25 points per game. He averages. He averages 11 rebounds a game, and actually he's sitting at 9.9 assists per game. So I apologize, not a triple double, but literally percentage points away.
Well, he was averaging a triple double, so he's went down a little bit. He's struggling.
Yeah, he only got 9 assists last night, probably, and that's what knocked him down. I mean, this guy. And then when he doesn't play, Denver doesn't look good.
No, yeah, it's. I mean, he's the true mold of an MVP if I've ever seen one.
Yeah,
so
he's probably gonna win.
Yeah, for the West. For the West, they're clearly the best with Memphis, right there. Sacramento's, I guess, okay. New Orleans has fallen off a little bit, right? They were pretty good at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and I think everybody kind of saw that. I think that was kind of flash in the pan for the Pelicans.
Yeah. Clippers, I think Mavs will make up some ground. But yeah, that's it for the power rank. Did you see? Do you have anything else on the power rank?
No, I was done. Unless you got something to talk about.
I have something else. Did you see Damian Lillard's 60-point game last night on 78% shooting?
Dame time.
Yep, only the fourth player in NBA history to have 60 points on at least 75% shooting.
I mean, that's a pretty efficient game.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep. 60 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. So not only did he have 60 points, but he had 8 assists.
Yep. So I didn't want to get out of NBA without touching on that.
But again, it's the days of these high-scoring games. I mean, every single game last night, except for 2, every team had 100 points. The Bucks beat the Nuggets last night, 107-99. Okay, that's the one game. And then the Raptors beat the Kings, 113-95. And every other game,
high score last night.
I mean, the Sixers beat the Nets 137-133. That's a 270-point over/under. That's insane to me.
There's another game, 137-132, the Hawks versus the Thunder.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is wild. The scoring is unbelievable. But
this is Damian Lillard's second time in January getting at least a 50-point game.
Again, they back in the day. I mean, in the 90s, first of all, teams didn't score 100 points. Second of all, if you put up 50, that was like Sports Center headline.
Right.
Nowadays, 60 points are nonchalant. It's just normal to score 50, 60 points, whatever,
Yeah. Lakers are starting to play better too. And by the way, if you've noticed that.
Yeah, I have.
Anthony Davis came back last night.
Yeah, he had 21 points, 12 boards, and 4 blocks. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just not a big believer in the Lakers. I do like LeBron. He's the greatest basketball player I've ever seen in my life. I know that the Jordan people are gonna go nuts over that. I've gone round and round with people about that. LeBron James is the most talented basketball player in the history of the game. So I root for him. I want him to do well. I want the Lakers to do well. I'm just not big believers in them this year. But yeah, I mean they're what are they 23 and 26? I just pulled it up. Yeah. So they're making moves. I guess they're 5-5 in their last 10 games. So I mean, I don't know. They're trying to crawl back to 500, but again, when you put them up against the Nuggets or the Grizzlies or even the Kings, even New Orleans, who's just in a spiral down, I'll take the Pelicans over the Lakers right now. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Playoffs, just get to the playoffs, man, and see what LeBron can do. But right now, there's 97 playoff spots, and you're not one of them. So.
Yep. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, if you're not in the playoffs right now, like me, you, and 3 buddies could make the playoffs today. Like everybody makes it. So yeah, we'll see what happens with the Lakers. I'm just not big believers right now. So was there more for NBA? Or are you ready to go to your favorite topic? Hockey talk.
What's the name of it again?
Power play.
Power play. That's it.
Yeah, you love hockey so much that you can't remember the segment.
Talk.
Yeah, hockey talk. All right, here's a little hockey talk. Here we go. Power play. All right, folks, this is Power Play. It's our NHL segment. It's Mike's favorite. He knows more about the NHL than anybody I've ever met.
I love hockey.
I do have some stuff I want to talk about, though. First of all, the Rangers last night. If you're a chronic listener, you know I'm a Ranger fan. It's the only team I really watch in the NHL. They played Montreal last night. Montreal's really good. This was like or I'm sorry, I said Montreal. I meant Toronto. I don't even know who I'm talking about. The Rangers played Toronto last night. This was a statement game for the Rangers. Okay, they're down 1-0 starting the third period. The Rangers come back and they pop 2 in a row. Boom, boom. They're up 2-1. There's like 6 minutes to go, and Toronto scores to tie the game. It's like, son of a bitch, right? All right. In overtime, Toronto comes with, like, first possession, pops a goal to win the game. And I'm like, you had the lead. This is a statement game for you guys. This is really where you're going to make your run, and you're going to show the NHL that you can compete with these top teams, and they blew it. And it was really demoralizing for a Ranger fan. So that's my complaint about the Rangers, and I had to get that off my chest.
Well, I know so little about hockey that I'm looking at the score. You said they played Montreal, and I'm like, wow, the Maple Leafs changed their name to Montreal.
No, it was Toronto. I must have saw Montreal on the screen here and just said it. It was Toronto.
Listen, dude, the Rangers are 26-14-8. I mean, they're not terrible.
Yeah, again, you look at the points, they're there. I mean, they're 7th in the conference in points, 3rd in their division. But man, it's a game where they could have stolen another point. Again, you get 1 point for the overtime loss, but it's more of it's not really the points that matter in that instance. It's, hey, we belong. And then they showed that maybe they don't. It's like, that sucks. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
I just, not being a hockey guy, but following a little bit. I follow it mostly for the show, so I don't sound so stupid. But Boston having 80 points and being like 8 wins ahead of everybody else is...
So I have some stuff to talk about that. So actually, they play Tampa tonight. Boston does, and Tampa is the third team in their division. So it's going to be a really good game. I was actually planning on going. Some things came up. I got a meeting tonight at 6, so I can't go to the game. But Boston is on pace for the most wins in the history of the league in a season. They're on pace for 66 wins. Both the 95-96 Red Wings and the 18-19 Lightning had 62. So, I mean, they have 38 wins. They're 24 away from the record, and, they've barely played half their games. So they're cruising. The interesting stat that I found here, the 95-96 Red Wings and the 18-19 Lightning, they both lost the Stanley Cup in the finals. They didn't win the cup. So this might be like bad luck for you to break the record. And also, again, we talk about wins versus points. The Bruins are on pace for 140 points, which, again, would be a record. They have 80 right now. The 76-77 Canadians had 132 points, and that was when they only played 80 games, not 82. And Montreal did win the cup that year over Boston. So this would be kind of interesting if Boston, breaks the record for points, and then they kind of maybe rectifies their issue in the 70s when they lost to Montreal. But yeah. So the wildest part of all of this, okay, Bruins are exponentially the best team in the conference. No questions asked. They were 25-1 odds to win the Stanley Cup before the season started.
Did you put money on them?
No, I didn't know they were going to be any good. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just they're running away with it. We'll see what they do tonight against Tampa. I expect them to do incredibly well.
That's a marquee game, right? That's a good game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're not a hockey fan, watch this game tonight. Again, and just to lay more on Boston, their defense and their goaltending is unbelievable. They're the only team that hasn't given up 100 goals yet this year. And I don't know who number 2 is. I got the stats pulled up. There's a team that's given up 200, and the Bruins haven't given up 100 yet. Yeah. Maybe it's Toronto's only given up 129. Oh, no, 123 for New Jersey. Yeah, looks like New Jersey's the second best defense. So they're 25 goals better than number 2. So, I mean, they're just straight dominating.
And so the Chicago Blackhawks are still clearly the worst team?
Oh, no, Anaheim's giving up a lot of points, man.
They have more points than Anaheim has more points than Chicago, but the differential is minus 83 for Anaheim.
Yeah, that's a lot of bad games.
minus 83.
Yeah,
Boston's plus 83.
Yeah, right. So has
That's
Boston
amazing.
scored the most goals as well? Yeah, I think they
Goals
have.
for 181.
Yeah.
They had
So yeah, they're good. So
yeah, they're good.
let's see. The West is a little bit tighter. Okay, so in the East, Boston is it. In the West, you have the Stars and the Jets, kind of leading that conference, and then right below them, you have the Kraken and the Golden Knights. You know, those are my teams. I like those guys, especially Seattle, new team.
You're a big Kraken guy.
Yeah, go Kraken. But yeah. Anyway, that's it for the standings and kind of your what do you want to call it? Like your what do they call like the top 10 or the power rankings? I guess we've kind of given our own power rankings. A little news.
So
go ahead. I was gonna say Vancouver fired their head coach, but that's because they stink, and they hired this guy Rick Touche. Don't know anything about him. I just read his name. And then All-Star Weekend is next weekend, the 3rd and the 4th, and it's actually down in Fort Lauderdale in Sunrise. So let's go. Hey, you know what? I'll tell you what. The skills competition, the bee's knees, buddy.
Bee's knees.
Yeah, the skills competition's fun to watch. I highly recommend it. That'll be Saturday or Friday, and then I think Saturday is the game. And 3 Rangers made the All-Star game.
Nice.
Yeah, Fox, Panarin, and Shesterkin. Shesterkin, I can never say his name right. He's the goalie. Yeah, Shesterkin. So anyway, yeah, I'm excited about that.
So tonight, you say must watch Bruins Lightning.
Must watch. Going to be the game of the night. Got to be.
Penguins Capitals looks like a good game.
Yep, that'll be a good game.
Sabres Jets, maybe that'll be a good game. Maybe.
Yeah, that's a good game. Again, Jets are really good this year.
A couple good games there in the.
But Bruins Lightning is going to be a showstopper. So
the show.
Yeah. So that's it for hockey. You got anything else?
Nope.
Watch the Lightning and the Bruins tonight, Thursday night.
Lightning Bruins.
You ready for Factor Cap? I am. You got your questions?
I got my questions. I got like 4 questions.
Ooh.
I got to pick which ones to ask.
Ooh, all right. Well, you got about 10 seconds to figure that out. Here we go. Fact or Cap? All right, folks. This is the last segment of the podcast. We call it Fact or Cap. The kids may call it true or false, or maybe I have that backwards. But I'm going to ask 2 questions to Mike. Mike's going to ask me 2 questions. We're going to answer if it's fact, meaning true, or cap, meaning false. And you got your questions ready, Mike? Did you figure out which 2 you're going to ask out of the 4?
Yes, I'm ready to go. All
right, I will ask you first. Again, today was our first college basketball segment. So this is a homage to college basketball. Will the Miami Hurricanes make the Final Four?
So let's see. They got Elite 8 last year. I'll say fact, just to be a homer.
All right. Miami Hurricanes, book it. Making the Final Four this year. That's a fact. I'm obviously a cap on that, but I just wanted to ask the homer the question.
That wasn't your question.
No, it sure wasn't. It sure wasn't.
Okay, I got one for you. Will Jeff Saturday be a finalist for the Colts job, for the Colts head coaching job?
Ooh, I don't know how you define finalist. He's not going to get the job. Okay. But what is a finalist? Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how they determine that.
Will he be like the first guy out?
He may be top 3 just because he was there. He knows the team. He knows the players. He knows the staff. He knows all. He's done it. So he may be top 3. So I'll say he's a finalist, but he's not going to get the job. Okay, he better not.
I'll figure out a way to get that. I'll email Jim Irsay and see if he can.
No. I mean,
let us know.
I mean, you do know that we have pull with Irsay. I mean, we are the reason why they fired Frank Reich. Gotta be. We started a petition.
Gotta be the reason.
Started a petition.
He definitely listens to the pod. So.
Oh, for sure. So, all right. So yeah, that's a fact. He'll be a finalist. A cap will be the head coach. All right, and then my question for you: Brock Purdy wins Rookie of the Year.
Is there only one Rookie of the Year? I'm having trouble
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know if it's per conference or if there's one. I don't know. I think there's only one. I think there's just one.
One at all? Ooh.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it, he's a quarterback. So
I know. Trust me.
it's gonna be him or Sauce Gardner.
The conversation came up in the car last night with the kids, and I was like, "Ooh, that's going to be my factor cap." Yeah, who's a running back? Can't think of his name off the top.
Oh, there
of my
is.
Head.
Is it? It's not Damian Pierce, is it?
No, Ingram. I can't remember. There's a running back that I thought was in the mix, but
we got to know.
All right,
I got to know this before I answer. Hold on, let me look it up.
Okay, little pause in the action here because Mike's got to look up.
Yeah, give me
if how they do the Rookie of the Year.
No, I just want to say I can't remember who the running back is.
I'm actually looking up if there's one or more. So, Sauce Gardner, he won the Rookie of the Year last year.
He wasn't a rookie this year?
I guess not. I just looked up 2022 NFL Rookie of the Year. It says cornerback Ahmed Sauce Gardner, who led NFL defenders with 20 passes defensed, is the 2022.
This is 2022.
Oh, okay. Well, Sauce Gardner, maybe we already know the answer to this question. Oh man, that's a terrible. Oh, vote for the Pepsi Rookie of the Year, and it's Kenneth Walker III is who I was thinking of.
Kenneth Walker, that's it. Also, Tyler Algier is from Atlanta.
So,
he had over 1,000.
All right, this may help your decision. The Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Year options do not include Brock Purdy. It's Sauce Gardner, Aiden Hutchinson, Chris Olave, Kenneth Walker, Garrett Wilson, or Tariq Woolen. Those are your options.
Cap. It's Cap, bro.
All right.
Easy.
All right. Well, all right. Then it's Cap.
Well, I was going to go Sauce anyway, so I'll stick with him and I'll say Cap.
Okay. Well, I'll vote for him in this Pepsi Rookie of the Year thing. So
there you go.
To help you out. Yeah. You're welcome.
All right. I was going to go football question for my other factor cap, but I'm going to switch it up to hockey.
Okay, hockey.
So factor cap, will the Boston Bruins set the NHL win record this year?
Fact. Gonna happen.
Fact.
They're that good.
And points, and it's a 2-point. And
I think they're gonna get both. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. They are absolutely dominant. This is like the New York Yankees playing like a little league, in a little league. Like they're just dominating, and they're gonna win tonight. They're gonna beat Tampa tonight, but it's gonna be a good game. But yeah.
And you should be there, but.
It's all right. We'll go another time. It's a long trip, man.
Yeah.
Tampa and back's long.
Yeah.
On a work
Tampa's
night.
A good drive.
On a school night. Yeah. So
I know the boss at your place. Though. You could probably go in a little.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, and we take it easy on Fridays too. But I just it's a long. I mean, you're not getting home until almost 2 a.m. And that's my bedtime's 10, so that's 4 hours past my bedtime, Mike.
You sure it's 10? It might be 9.
I still haven't recovered from New Year's Eve, Mike, and I was in bed at 1:30. So, anyhow, all right. Well, that's it. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we knock this thing out the park?
That's all I got this week, man. This was a good one.
All right, this was a good one. I appreciate you coming on today, and I appreciate everybody listening. And again, you can follow us on Twitter at 772sports. We have a website, 772sports.com, where you can find this. But again, if you're listening to this, you probably already knew that. So, yeah. All right. YouTube, it's on everywhere podcasts are. And thank you all for listening.
All right.
Peace.
Awesome. Thanks, Curtis.
Yeah, man.
See you, man.